your fingerprint. Your fingerprint is an amazing thing that even though you have parents that created you, you have a different fingerprint than your parents. You have a different fingerprint than your siblings. Over 1 billion people live in the world, and one of the most amazing things is everyone has their own fingerprint. Your life, your life really begins as you evolve into adulthood. Your childhood is a blessing. There's a lot of good things in it. A lot of people get stuck in their childhood and they never develop into an adult. They never develop into their own self, and they never create their own unique life. A lot of people spend their entire life going over and reflecting on their youth, their childhood. And it's a very sad thing. Your child, we talked about last night, high school is only 4 years out of your life. High school is only 4 years out of your life. Your childhood, let's just say, is 1 to 18. It's less than a quarter of your life. The average life is 80 years old. The heart of your life is based on when you become into your 20s and 30s and you start to create and build your life. But you only build your life when you take accountability for your life. Accountability. And accountability simply means you're going to stop blaming your parents. You're going to stop blaming society. There may be some legit issues with your parents. There may be some legit issues with society. So I'm not one of those people that you need to sweep under the rug things that are not right. But what I'm here to tell you, based on my own life experience, based on one of me out of the only one of 3 siblings to really kind of push forward, I don't want to get into that. I don't like to focus on any other person, but I like to say from my own life experience, your life only gets better when you say, you know what, I own my life now. Good, bad, or whatever, I decide. I have to go out there and get a job. I have to maybe go through a couple different jobs. I have to find my career. My parents may help me. Society may help me, but I have to take initiative. I have to take initiative. I have to go out there and I have to figure out my health, okay? I can't blame anymore that I was brought up on fast food, which I was, okay? I can't blame my parents that I'm overweight anymore. I can't blame anyone. Take accountability. I have to figure out what and where I want to live. Okay, I can't blame my parents anymore that I grew up in an area that didn't inspire me. Your life is based on you taking accountability, then taking the initiative to build a better life. If not, you'll be blaming your childhood, which is less than a quarter of your life, for your entire life. You'll be living with your parents and getting upset with them because you're not living your best life. Your best life only comes about when you go after it. Your best life only comes about when you go after it. No one is going to hand you your best life because no one knows exactly what you want. Your parents, I believe, parents aren't perfect. You got to get over that. But I believe many times people have decent parents. Maybe, there's some exceptions where people have horrible parents or no parents. I understand that. But no matter what range of spectrum you have, even if your parents truly love you, they don't know what your best life is. Why? Because you have a different fingerprint than your parents. Your spouse, your children, all different people in your life that may truly love you, they are not you. They are not you. No one is you but you. And no matter what you're going to do in life, if you're going to be a family man or family woman or you're going to be a loner, no matter what, you're going to need a certain amount of time by yourself. You're going to need a certain amount of direction in your own life, okay? Because when you're not happy with yourself, you're not happy with anyone else. The most miserable people blame other people for their life. But it's your life now. You're an adult. Being an adult scares many people. It scared Al Bundy. Al Bundy spent his whole life talking about his high school football. So what I want to tell you is you're never happy until you start to live your life. But your life doesn't happen until you stop blaming your parents, until you stop blaming anything else other than yourself. And you start taking initiative, and you start to be willing to fail, be willing to venture out. I was talking to my mom today on the phone, and I was saying, Ma, I miss you. I said, but I don't miss New Jersey. And I make this video at the height of summer where a lot of people hate Florida and a lot of people like to go up north. I personally don't. I said, Ma, I can't stand New Jersey. I'm so glad I'm not there. I said, I love you, I miss you, but I don't like New Jersey. And she said, Samuel, you went out there and you figured out what works for you. And she goes, that's what you have to do when you're an adult. It's your life. And I have family members who didn't do that, and guess what they do? They fight like cats and dogs with the people they're still around and the situation they're still around. And I often say codependency is a nasty thing in life. You don't build your life on codependency. You keep unhealthy relationships because you have to subsidize your money. Sometimes you have to subsidize your money because you're not willing to go out there and build your life getting your job. Sometimes you stay in a state that's riddled with poverty and uninspiration simply because you are scared to leave the stores and the people you always knew. And it's no one else's fault that you don't get in your car, gas it up, and go work at a Walmart in a different part of the country. Because if you're struggling, if you're down in the dumps, guess what, guys? You could do that anywhere. And you could probably do better somewhere else. I got a comment on one of my videos today from Florida. It was like one of the entitled original Floridians. Not original because they're American. They're not Native American. But one of the most entitled things you'll ever see is white, second, third, fourth generation Floridians. They have such an entitlement. It's unbelievable. And like when Northerns come or other people from other states, they always say, but the bottom line is I got this from different people, different backgrounds. It doesn't have to be that. But he was basically saying, like, look, you think this area is so great, but it's not XYZ. But the bottom line is there's some towns that there's some parts that are good, there's some parts that aren't. But if you spend your entire day, your entire life looking and dwelling in the bad parts, and you're not willing to go 10 minutes up the road and enjoy the good parts, the town is not the problem. Your mindset is the problem. Your laziness and not willing to live your best life is the problem. You're focused on a town, on a street, rather than focusing on going out there and building a better life for yourself. Some people, again, there's a big difference between Palm Beach, where Mar-a-Lago is, and certain bad areas of West Palm Beach. But what stopped people from enjoying one another? It's a mindset. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to go there. And sometimes, even when I'm in bad areas, quote unquote, I still enjoy myself. Now, if you go to any area the wrong time of day, the wrong time of night, you're never going to enjoy yourself. But at the end of the day, how do you see life? How do you move in life? It all depends on your mindset, your personality, your attitude. Those are all things that you develop as an adult. That's why I went on a spiritual journey for 10 years. Why? I wanted to develop myself and create my life. That's why I left the church. Why? Because I didn't want to get stuck in dogma. I wanted to talk about masturbating in a sock as well as scripture. And I don't want a pastor to define that. So guess what I had to do? I had to change my life again. Your life requires change, period. Most people don't like change, period. So bottom line is, if you're not willing to adapt and change, you will never live your best life. You will always blame someone else, whether it's your parents, a pastor, a city councilman, a president, whatever. So the message tonight is get ready to go out there and get your job. Get ready to go out there and move to your favorite state. Get ready to go out there and eat your food, not your traditional family food. Your life is determined by your unique fingerprint and by your ability to get off your fat ass, literally and mentally get off your fat ass and go out there and build your best life. And if you don't do that, life is going to be harder than it needs to be. Life can already be hard. And like I've said, I'm humble enough to realize that at any time, life can knock any of us on our ass and we all would want to tap out. But what should you do? Should you focus on that? No, you should focus on every day, step by step, one day at a time, building your best life. That's the message tonight. I take a hydration break and then we'll go to all live comments. All right, good job. Guys, I appreciate you too clicking that thumbs up button, sharing the video. Love and respect. I just had a truck driver like try to start arguing with me because I was setting up my phone and my laptop and he was doing something in front of me. So he thought I took a picture of him. And he was like, why are you taking pictures of me? I was like, I'm not taking no picture. You took a picture of myself. And like he was all disgruntled. And I guess his rig's messed up too. But he took his anger out on me. So I don't know. He walked away. But that's how easy too. Like things can go crazy. Like I wasn't even paying him attention. I really didn't even notice him. But insecure people always think you're paying attention to them. And let me tell you something. The last thing I'm paying attention to is an ugly ass truck driver trying to get water out of a valve. Okay. Now, if he had on a bikini, okay, like I saw plenty of bikinis today in South Florida, guys. Okay. And he was looking hot, he would maybe have a justified reason. But some ugly ass truck driver that's got a nasty attitude, brother, believe me, the last thing I'm thinking of doing is taking a picture of, your butt crack as you get water out of a valve. Okay. So what I could tell you, brother, is I know you hate life because you're driving a big rig, but even though that could be a good life, but it's very unhealthy. Why is driving a truck very unhealthy? Because you're sitting for long periods of time. You're constantly on a road. But I do follow a truck driver that's on YouTube that's very inspirational. It's all a mindset. There's some truck drivers that are inspirational. There's some truck drivers that are straight a-holes. Bottom line is, it's a mindset. I don't want to be around that guy, though. All right, let's continue to read. Gerald, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for checking in on me. I appreciate that. My epic Saul clap. Well, all right now. Hey, Buck Porter, South Florida in the house. Damn it, all the hot girls in South Florida. Shout out to Tara, though. Kentucky's hot. Well, Kentucky's a disaster, but I love you, Tara. Buck, Sam, brother, happy and sad video spoke to me. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Been OCD about failed relationships. I understand that. Relationships are the number one cause of stress. Money's number two. What a deadly time wasting trap. Yep, don't do that. Take accountability for your life. Because if you dated a girl with a Hello Kitty, if you dated a girl with an Audi, if you dated a nurse, if you dated a public school teacher, and it ended in a total disaster, it's not their fault. Why? Because you wanted sex. You knew they were a disaster, but you said, hey, I could deal with this. But the reality is you can't deal with this. So guys, don't blame the girl. Don't go men going their own way. Every person that hashtag men going their own way, I look at someone who they didn't take accountability for their life. They blame the girl and they're insecure loser. That's what I think. I'll be honest with you. I can lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. So I'm not mad if you want to be single forever like me and masturbate in a sock, but don't hashtag men going their own way. Why? It's a sign of bitterness and lack of accountability. What a deadly wasting trap. Well, that's all right. Could have been worse. Yes, exactly. Reflecting on my youth. Good job, brother. 8833. I'm going to share, brother, I'll cheer you up because after I go live, after I end this live feed, I'm going to share a YouTube video of naked Asian yoga women. And let me tell you something, brother. That'll turn that frown upside down. Good job. 8833. Hope all is well. Well, brother, you better be careful watching that video because I know you got a prostitution addiction, $800 a month. But I'm not mad at you, brother. If I get the brand new Corrado, that's only going to be about $400 a month. So you could buy 2 Corrados or you could see a Colombian prostitute every month like 8833. It's your choice. My epic clap. Hey, all right. 1 second. Let me just see this here. Because I think we are just going to adjust something. Okay, that's adjusted. Good job. Jill, hey Jill, how are you? Love, peace, and blessings to you, Jill. I want you to feel positive energy. I want you to feel appreciated. And I wanted to say hello. Hey, Bill. Jacob. Hey, Sam. That's my brother. I know you had a couple bad days, but brother, don't let anyone mess up your money. You show up at Wendy's every day, brother. Why? Because all the trolls have no job. That's what, right now, all the trolls just woke up. They were sleeping all day in their own masturbation. And now they woke up. They're ready to hit the thumbs down to show that they're ready to work. But let me tell you something. They're losers. They're straight losers. You're a winner. Why? Because you're willing to work and build your own life. Trolls, they want to take someone else's life because they already destroyed their own. But too late, guys. You ran out of lives. He goes, I'm great. Good job. Finally got my level 3. You're building your life. All the trolls, all they have is a thumbs down. You got 2 thumbs up and you got a money bag emoji. Why? Because you go to work, you earn your living. After 4 months of struggle, there you go, brother. That's right. You got to struggle. You're making it happen. Now I'm making 13 an hour. Yeah, you smashed that money bag emoji right in the face of everyone who refuses to work, and now they're mad. Now I'm making 13 an hour. There you go. And I have to thank you for motivating me to get off my butt. Well, there you go. That's how you build your life. You go out there and you get your job. Because let me tell you something. A government assistance, unless you have no other choice and you really need it, it's not going to build your dream life. What it's going to do is make you turn into a professional internet troll, whether you're a negative one or you're just a lurker who's looking for an answer. The answer is you got to get off your life. You got to get off your ass and build your life. That's the truth, Andrew. Stop by for some wisdom. Well, damn it, fire emoji. I just gave you some. Tara, hey, Kentucky's in the house. President Saw, love and respect. How's it going? Well, damn it, I'm in South Florida, so it's pretty good. Chrissy, hey, hope all's well. Good to see you, Chrissy. South Florida's the best decision. Keep going forward. Tara, I just ordered a dash and a license plate rear cam. Anybody else have these? No, I don't have those. 8833, lots of confrontations. I always avoid them, but brother, I used to not be that way. Well, brother, you're growing, you're loving, you keep doing you. Jason, going to a camping trip, getting off my ass. There you go, brother. Enjoy some of the summer in beautiful area. Jason, good job. Keep living your best life. Jill, question, how does one live their best life if, all caps she put, they have to take care of an unwell family member? Does one put their own dreams on hold or temporarily? Well, are you really taking care of them? Because I know people who claim they're taking care of their mother, but really they're stealing half of her Social Security. They refuse to work. So really their elderly mother subsidizes their housing. And basically it takes two to tango. So very rarely have I met an old destitute widow that if it wasn't for her caretaking sibling or caretaking kid, that she would be out in the street. What I've seen is enabling adult children who refuse to work, who refuse to live their best life. They play the act like they're the caretaker, but they're really the undertaker. Okay. And I'm not talking about the wrestler. I'm talking about the real life undertaker, where they care for their mother, but really they kill their mother faster because there's such negative energy in the air. And they're scared to go out there, to get in their car, to change states because they're scared. So they use the excuse they're waiting till their mother to die. Jacob, I see you, brother. I love you all my heart. They use the excuse they're waiting for their mother to die, or they're taking care of the mother, but really what they're doing is they're scared to fail. They're scared to go out there and build their best life. And look, you may leave your mother or whoever, and she may die. But look, you're an adult. So look, when you're a child, your mother lives with you. You live with your parents on their terms. When you're an adult, your parents, if they're going to live with you, they live with you on your terms. If you're making your own way, but if you're still living off your parents as an adult, then you got to play the game. They call the shots. But when you call the shots, look, you better tell them, get your ass in an RV. And if you need a caretaker, we're going to get some on the road. But if not, it's a game. But if there are some people out there that really need to be in full-time caretaking. So it all depends. But most of the time I've seen it takes two to tango. It's just an adult child that's scared to live their best life. And so they use the excuse they're taking care of their parent, but really they just filled with fear and lack of ambition. That's my opinion, but doesn't necessarily apply to you. And it doesn't apply to everyone, but this is what I have seen in my life the majority of the time. Okay. That's good job. Jill, thank you, Sam, for the positive vibes. You got it, Tom. Hey, Jacob, man, thank you again, brother, for the super chat. I was so worked up. Money bag emoji to you, brother. Let's take a hydration break. And damn it, dust off that sex toy. Why? You worked hard, brother. Enjoy the fruits of thy labor. Thank you, Jacob. Love and respect you, brother. Tom, hey, drinking beers and watching you. I'm not mad at you. Just do you. Been subscribed for over a year now. Well, I appreciate the positive comments and love and respect to you. Jacob, man, thank you again, brother. Money bag analogy. Thank you, man. 833. Yeah, these girls are expensive, brother. But this month, I only spent $400. Well, there you go. You cut it in half. Still a lot. That's all right, brother. I appreciate you being honest. Just don't ever tell someone to get 3 estimates on a car repair, and then you go over there and spend $800 on hookers. I'm not mad at you, though. But trying to do less, brother. You just do you. I appreciate you. Love you. I love you, too, man. Keep laughing. I love you, man. Stay positive. Just FYI, I don't work at Wendy's, so where'd you go? Oh, In-N-Out Burger? I'm not mad at that. Again, just FYI, I appreciate you, man. Jacob, damn it, brother. I love you, man. I'm very proud of you, man. Very proud of you. Don. Hey, Don. What's up, man? Frill Joe. Good answer. Thank you. I love you. What if it's a spouse? Well, again, I've seen some people basically kill their spouse. But look, it all depends on the situation. To give a specific answer to you, And again, it's just my opinion. Again, I don't want to try to act like I know everyone's situation. But I would need to know what is the person sick of? What's their age? Uh, and what's preventing you from taking weekend trips? Because you can't be a full-time caretaker. You got to have someone else's help. So you got to have some time for yourself. So what's preventing you from taking weekend trips? Because I guarantee you, like, if you stick with your husband 7 days a week, you're basically killing your husband faster because you're resentful. He feels that energy and no one's happy. Let's just say you're a caretaker 5 days a week, and then once a month, it doesn't have to be every weekend, but once a month, you hire a professional caretaker or someone to check in on your husband. You jump in your car or van or whatever, you go for a weekend trip. Guess what happens when you come back on Monday? You are refreshed. You realize you don't want to live full-time on the road because you dealt with some psychopath truck driver that looks like a disaster. He thought you were taking a picture of him, but you were trying to go live on YouTube. So now you realize, look, living on the road ain't that great. And now you realize taking care of my husband ain't that bad. And you realize, like, life is better when you took time for yourself. So what I would tell you is what I would do if I was you right now, not knowing the whole situation. Once a month, I would take 1 weekend, jump in your car, and go take a weekend trip and have someone care for your husband. That way you don't feel guilty. You're still living your best life. And you get to experience life. I think that's the best answer I can give. I love you. You should do whatever you want. Stay positive. Jay, what's up, man? Spark that ganja. Pass the ganja on the left-hand side. Jay, damn, it feels good to be gangster. Well, hey, when you're smoking weed, everything feels good. Until you come down off the high, and tomorrow you wake up and you realize life is a disaster. Then you need 2 blunts, and I'm not mad at that. Jason, I know a girl that does the right now, and the mom, too. Well, hey, I'm not mad at you. Journey with Jordan, shout out to Tennessee. Maybe he got 3 estimates on escorts. Well, hey, to each their own. I'm not mad at that. Good to see you, brother. Down to. I'm 19, and I can't wait to face the real world. Well, don't get too excited, brother, because you're going to get knocked on your ass. I don't need my father. Well, that's a little arrogant. You better slow down a little bit, man. Telling me what to do is bad for my mental health. Well, do you have a job? Because if you don't want to listen to your father or you don't want to listen to your mother, the only way to get independence is work. So let me tell you something, and that's why I worked from day one. Why? Because I realized you got to make money to move out on your own. So if you don't have a job and you're mad at your father, take that anger and look in the mirror, because that's where you should direct it now. You're an adult. It's up to you. Jacob, thank you, Sam. I feel like I owe you a lot. You don't owe me anything, brother. All I want you to do is live your best life, and I appreciate you. There's no guilt trip. There's no manipulation. I love you. Stay positive. Keep using your sex toy, and never let anyone talk down to you. No frills, Joe. 100% agree. You have to have me time. There you go, Jill. You understand life. You're a very smart one. Brandon. Hey, Sam. Mortgage rates are at an all-time low this month. Yeah, I saw that. Really making the decision harder to get locked into a mortgage or stay free with debt. What's your advice? Well, my advice is it's all based on individuality. So do you want to buy a house because you found an area in your life that inspires you? Or do you want to buy a house just because there's low interest rates? If you're buying a house just because there's low interest rates, but the area doesn't inspire you, you haven't done research, you can't provide a living there, don't buy a house. You should only buy a house if you want to settle down long-term in a certain area and it inspires you. Outside of that, interest rates shouldn't play a huge factor, and you should always be living below your means. So when interest rates, if they ever go up to 10%, which they've been in the past, house prices go down, okay? Because it's all relative. So the only good thing about real estate, it can be a hedge on inflation. But look, at the end of the day, whether interest rates are high or low, the general rule that I've now adopted in my life, I didn't always live by it, is live below your means. So if you live below your means, it doesn't really matter if the interest rates are 3% or 10%. Because when the interest rates are low, housing prices are inflated. Right now, housing is at an all-time high. So your interest rates are low, but that's what's inflating the housing prices. So if interest rates goes up, housing prices are going to go down. So really, like, the only time where interest rates were low and house prices were low were 2008 when we had the economic crash. That's once in a lifetime. So you should only buy a house when it's living below your means, it's in an area that inspires you, and all those things make sense. If not, there'll always be another opportunity. Wait till you get to an area you're inspired in, and then go from there. All right, we got cut off. We're back on. 8833, yep, good job, Jacob. I gladly, sadly, Sammy. I'll be back, hopefully tomorrow. Hope you enjoy the rest of your night. I love you, love and respect you also. Thank you, Jacob. I love you, and thank you for that super chat, brother. Yeah, you take care of yourself tonight. 8833. I could have a lot right now, but one full-time jobs, one part-time, all because of an addiction, man. Hey, I understand that. I appreciate you being honest, and I love you, and I thank you for sharing. Jill, I've heard that's smart to buy the worst house on the best street. Any opinions on that? Only if you're an investor, but if you're in debt, if you don't have a year's worth of savings, it's not smart to buy anything. So 80% of society lives paycheck to paycheck. So 80% of society shouldn't be buying the worst house on the best block. 80% of society should be getting out of debt, having a year's worth of savings in a savings account, and then figuring out where they want to live that inspires them, not being a real estate investor. So that would be my best answer. Good question. But how to push past the fear of taking solo trips? Just get your ass in a car, turn up the R&B, and say, you know what? Thelma and Louise style, baby. Let's go off that cliff. All right? Stay positive. All right, guys, that's it. This is how you build your life. I gave it to you in 26 minutes and counting. So I could stretch it out, but I don't want to have any issues with this truck driver. Why? Because I don't want to catch no charges. Why? Because I'm living my best life, and that guy damn sure ain't living his best life. Tennessee, I love you, brother. Shout out to Journey with Jordan. 8833, thank you for always being honest. Jill, I love you. I love everyone who left a comment. And what I could tell you, thank you again, Jacob, for the super chat. Jill, oh, so true. So many living like you said. Yeah, I know. I've been there. Paycheck to paycheck. Great topic. Thank you, Jill. I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone clicking the thumbs up button, sharing the video. Jacob, thank you again. I appreciate everyone. Sincerely. Love and respect.